digital underground, always down with the move. Come on. So we tune in, the first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning and God bless. Jumbo. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is First Things First, and my first thing today and every day is giving thanks to God, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from the Most High, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, as they say around here. So this is the way the show goes, Monday through Thursday. Hour one, we look to the left coast, that is, what's happening on the Pacific Ocean side of town. Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. And in the third hour, we do a deep dive on a hot topic or an important person, or a hot topic and an important person. So today, I'm really excited to be talking with my colleague, Dr. Tyrone Howard. He is a specialist on education, hosts the weekend show, of course, You Must Learn. But he's going to give us his thoughts on where we are with this new Republican administration and what to expect in that so important field of education. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. Fatima Iqbal Zubair, will be joining me hour two. She is the chair of the California Progressive Caucus, also running for office. That was a surprise announcement last week, and we'll get an update on all of those things. What the heck is going on with progressives in state houses across the country? They say as so goes California, so goes the nation. That might not be good news if you look at the election results from November 5th. Right now, though, it's me, you, and your telephone, microphone, app, whatever you got going on. The telephone is 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Microphone, same thing. If you want to get to me on social media, it's KBLA 1580 on every platform. And you can find me personally at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio on all platforms. And by the way, I do have a Blue Sky account now, okay? And I need some followers because it's looking kind of pathetic, under 100 followers so far. But hey, I've only been on there for a week or something, and I haven't quite figured out how to really use it, although it seems to be exactly like Twitter. I mean, almost exactly like Twitter. And it seems a lot more friendly than Twitter. Haven't left Twitter yet, but I'm considering it. Are you on Blue Sky? You know, and Paul yesterday in the chat was saying I need to get on Spill, which is interesting because I had, of course, the marketing director, our friend Kenya Parham, was on here representing Spill before the election. So I might venture out there. There were a couple of other apps that Paul was mentioning that I can't think of right off the top of my head, Black-owned apps like Spill, that I need to get on as well. I feel like I neglect the social media that I do have, but I definitely want to support Black-owned businesses on all aspects. And, of course, small businesses as well. That's why we do Wealth Building Wednesdays. We introduce you to a socially innovative, a Black-owned or BIPOC-owned business, woman-owned as well. And you are always welcome in. If you got something to say about your business, you want to make it known what you do and spread the word about the great quality of your product or service, hit me up on socials. DM me. Actually, if I'm being honest, DiPrima Radio is the best way because I check my DMs more. So that would be my recommendation if you have the time. I feel like we need to spend some time talking about things that are not the Republican Party. And so I am giving you the heads up because some of my friends and family and the KBLA delegation who talked to me on DMs, talked to me on mostly DMs, but some on text, some are saying they just can't handle the news at all. They just need a break. After this election, They just need to pivot. And I'm with you on that. So here's my commitment. We're going to keep you up to date, particularly in the second hour of the show, with what's going on in Washington, what we need to watch for, which things I'm tracking. But when it comes to the final hour of the show, our deep dives, today we'll be talking education and looking at the national scene. But generally, between now and 2025, I want to spend some time focused on taking care of ourselves, all of the incredible things that are going on the positive side, of which there are many. Jamie Kazee says, Blue Sky and Spill. I have both of those, yeah. And I don't remember what, no, I don't have a Spill account yet, but I do have the link. So I'm planning to go there. But tap in. Let's focus on our well-being. Let's focus on some of the incredible things that the organizing that's going on around the country and here in Los Angeles. Look at the wins. There are a lot of victories taking place right now. And as I said on yesterday, I think one of the big wins is the consciousness of the people. Because even though people are not marching in the streets as they were in 2020, some folks still are, but en masse, we saw millions hit the streets around the world around systemic racism, police murders and abuse of black people and Latinos too, and, dismantling anti-blackness. So you don't see those big crowds, but I believe because of Sandra Bland, say her name, because of George Floyd, say his name, because of Tamir Rice, say his name, we started to shift people's understanding of what goes down in some situations and where they will not automatically believe the official story, nor will they automatically believe the slander. I think Mike Brown's case really woke folks up to that. Why are law enforcement talking about something that may or may not have happened months before he was gunned down in the streets? I think it opened people's eyes to the way that some law enforcement covers up their misdeeds. And so even with an election that brought a menace to the White House, those juries, those reporters, those everyday people that are processing these situations are going to be looking at them differently. And I think that's what we're seeing in some of these wins that are going on in terms of policing and abusive or killer cops being held accountable in a real way, right? And so these are the kinds of things that I want to point out because I feel like they make us, remind us to be hopeful, remind us that one-on-one conversations, marches, teach-ins, videos that educate people on TikTok and IG, they do make a difference. They absolutely do make a difference. And they change, although people can snap back, right? But they can change the trajectory of people's thought process to what they pass on to their children. In other words, having a generational impact. Now, it's also true that a lot of times young people run exactly the other way from where our parents are. But what we're exposed to, it does change things. And actually, in reality, I think in this particular century, and maybe in centuries past, but I'm talking about right now, there's a lot of young people educating older adults going on, young people finding out things about Gaza or policing or women's rights. They're finding these things out, and it's not all mis and disinformation. Some of it is actually eye-opening, true information. They can go down those rabbit holes, and they can end up educating their friends and their families. And consciousness transcends everything, right? consciousness, energy. I know I sound new agey, but it's true. Consciousness transcends everything, and that's what's going to get us out of this mess that we are in. So we're going to focus on raising our consciousness, raising our vibration by taking care of ourselves. And of course, the messy Mondays and Black Marriage Mondays are back, because what better time to talk about our relationships, romantic and otherwise, than during the holidays, so-called cuffing season, where folks are hugged up on each other and fighting, breaking up, getting together, playing games. Marriages either grow stronger or they buckle under the stress of the season, the spending, the relatives. Okay, but I have a public service announcement for you, though. If you bought a Mega Millions jackpot ticket in Encino, look at it. Go find it. There's a $197 million jackpot ticket out there somewhere that expires in 2 days, okay? So if you went to a Chevron in Encino and bought you a ticket, go find that bad boy, because that could be $200 million just down the drain because you weren't paying attention. I know it wasn't me, and this is how I know. You have to play to win, and I have not been playing, at least not that game. I play the game of life. But I'd love to hear from you, as always, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Good luck to you. That would be probably one of the most frustrating things that could happen, right? You win $200 million and then you weren't paying attention and it expired. I didn't know those things expired. That's terrible. All right, 800-920-1580. That's the number if you want to talk to me. We do have a lot to talk about as usual. So much going on our landscape here in Los Angeles. And we're here for that. That's what it's all about. Talk radio in the progressive sphere. Reciprocity, conversation, dialogue, not monologue. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We're thrilled to announce that the Dear Future Wifey podcast is now available on the Urban One Podcast Network. This show, hosted by Latiris R. Whitfield, explores the journey of discovering and rediscovering love and relationships. With over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, Dear Future Wifey has become a prototype for discussions about love and relationships. Learn how to rediscover love, heal, and have faith in relationships. Go to urbanonepodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Molly Bell says she don't have time for all these social media apps. She criticizes people who walk around with their heads down, with their fingers in both hands on the device, clicking, not talking to each other. She says, am I too old? No, you're not too old. A lot of people feel that way, besides your youthful spirit, Molly Bell. But what I'm talking about is this movement some people are getting out of Twitter, now called X, because of the toxicity of it. It's very mean. I tweeted that as meanness contagious. There's a lot of doxing and just meanness. I hesitate to leave because I have thousands of followers there, not too many, but a few thousand that I, want to keep in touch with. Plus, I like to see what's happening in the evil Musk empire. On the other hand, you think about the algorithm. Can the algorithm mess you up? Can you be targeted? Those apps technically have a level of ownership and the ability to reuse pictures and things that you post. So I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was encouraging me to leave X, as many celebrities have done. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I will, because I don't want to abandon the people there. It is true, Paul. He says it's wild how everyone has their phones out 24/7 and be on social media. True. And that's what I was talking about with Ed when he said, our kids are addicted and we have to shut it down. But it's not just our kids. I think we're worse than they are. I've caught myself one time a couple of years ago when I had banned my child from socials for, a day or two. Because not socials, actually, he's not really on socials that much, but from the phone itself. And I noticed I was having trouble not staying on the phone. Okay, you banned it for your kid. What are you doing? Are you sitting there on the phone while your kid is sitting at the table? And that's why I do think we have to be intentional about putting it down, charging in a room other than the room we sleep in. By the way, there's numerous studies that show that having that light from the phone and also the EMF, electromagnetic frequencies in the room where you sleep is not ideal. So if you can charge it in another room, those habits. And even I have one friend who will not use her phone the first 2 hours of the day. That doesn't work for me because I jump up and start getting ready for this show. Who's texted me? What's Miles talking about? As J. Anthony Brown once said, is the United States still a thing this morning? I have to check all those things out before I walk out the door. But I love the idea of setting aside some time, whether it's during meals, at the dinner table, or, another time of the day, the evening, family time, or like Paul says, when we're out walking around and look around and see. Now, a lot of times when I'm holding my phone when I'm out, I want to take pictures and video. But there is something about, I've been practicing this at concerts lately, where you just go and watch the show. You don't have to take a picture and a video of everything. Just experiencing it and see how that feels. So yeah, I'm here for that. But what I was talking about, Molly Bell, is supporting Black apps, Black-owned apps like Spill. And what was the other one you were talking about, Paul? I had heard of it before. It's Black-owned, but I have not gotten on it at all. Anyway, I'm open to that. I got to do a better job in posting of all these different sites. TikTok, I'm on TikTok. Same thing, DiPrima Radio. I don't think I post enough. Somebody said you're supposed to post 6 times a day if you want to improve your followers. Until I get a social media manager, that ain't going to happen. Spoutable. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one, Paul. And Fanbase, I had heard of those. I know Fanbase is black owned, but again, I haven't tried it. Are you leaving Twitter? Are you leaving? I'm not going to leave Instagram. I love Instagram, even though I know it's Zuckerberg and it's Meta, same people that own Facebook. And he's now kissing the ring and trying to be part of the administration, the Republican administration as well. But the other piece of it, as I was talking about our well-being, and I think that's right. Well-being means social interaction as part of a healthy mental health profile. And I know we do social interaction on our media websites. I know that. And actually, unlike other people, I don't discount that. Like me seeing my little cousin or my aunties or somebody's photos that they posted, that's nice, and liking it. It's a form of interaction. It's a kind of keeping in touch that has prevented me from leaving Facebook, even though I don't go on it very much. But there is also something about looking someone in the eye, touching their hand, arguing or fellowshipping in person. That is important. Another thing about socials during the holiday, I was blessed to be in the space for a presentation by an old school activist who's talking about security, especially during the holidays. People like to post, I'm over here, I'm at my granny's, I'm in Cancun, like famously Kim Kardashian posting herself and her jewelry in Paris when she was there and getting jacked. Let that be a cautionary tale, a teachable moment. Usually, if you see me posting, that means I'm back already. Or I have several large black men watching my home while I'm gone. Either house sitting or... But what the experts say is you're not supposed to post your location in real time, because people might go rob your house or they might go rob you, like they did Kim K. She was in France on vacation, flossing her diamonds. Doesn't have those anymore. Now, she probably had insurance, but I don't. Of course, most of my jewelry is semi-precious, meant to give you, vibrational protection. I'm not really big on wearing diamonds because they could be blood diamonds. I like a big old tanzanite, though. Those are very expensive. So the point is, that's the basic that we get caught slipping. People talk about porch pirates, but when you leave, you got to lock your windows, lock your doors. Some people like to leave a couple lights on, leave the TV on. These are all the things we can be mindful of during this shopping season. My habit of leaving shopping bags in the car while I go shop somewhere else. In Oakland, when I was in Oakland, they're like, no, you can't even leave it in the trunk, because apparently they have these scanner things now in the Bay where they scan your trunk to see if there's anything in there, and then they'll break into the trunk either through the seats or jacking it open some kind of way. So, that was a revelation that it's actually gotten hotter in the Bay than in LA. You can't leave anything in your car. And I don't want to fall into the stereotype. San Francisco is still a beautiful city. Oakland is still a beautiful city. But apparently these little devices, they can see what's in your trunk. That's what we used to do, just put it in the trunk. Put a blanket over it. Not anymore. And I didn't realize this, what the brother said, don't leave your ladders out, because it's like tempting thieves to just prop that ladder right up against your house and go in the window. So if you're putting up Xmas or Kwanzaa lights or whatever, don't leave your tools out. Don't leave those ladders out. You come back and find yourself, you got broke into using your own ladder and your own tools. Okay, yeah, we're getting practical, we're getting wellness, and yeah, we're going to talk politics. All that's going on around here. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know from BIN News. President-elect Trump is nominating former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler to lead the Small Business Administration. Loeffler, who served briefly in the Senate, will need Senate confirmation. AT&T, JP Morgan Chase, and Dunkin' have pulled ads from Twitch over allegations of promoting anti-Semitic content. This follows a campaign linked to a banned streamer, Stephen Destiny Bonnell, who has accused streamer Hassan Piker of anti-Semitism. American students' math scores have significantly declined since the pandemic. The trends in the International Mathematics and Science Study shows 8th grader scores dropped 27 points from 2019 to 2023, the largest decline since the test began in 1995. And the Mega Millions jackpot is rolling over again with no grand prize winner in Tuesday night's drawing. That means the next drawing coming up on Friday will be worth a massive $579 million. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Macy's Backstage has amazing deals on the holidays' most fun gifts, all for under $15. Get low prices every day on unique finds before they're gone. In-store only at Macy's Backstage today. Find a location near you at macysbackstage.com. Off price, on trend, arriving daily.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The early season alarm has sounded for Lakers Nation. Things seem to be unraveling after just 22 games. The Lakers lost by 41 last night in Miami. In the past 2 games, the Lakers have been blown out by a combined 70 points. They are 2-6 since November 19th. This is the first major challenge for first-year coach J.J. Redick. Keep in mind, Redick has never coached on any level before he got the Lakers job. Last night in his post-game press conference, he used some words that should raise some serious concerns. Redick said his team didn't show the right fight or the right professionalism. He also said it doesn't feel like we're together right now. These are major issues for any NBA head coach, but for a newcomer like Redick, getting the Lakers back on track will be a monumental task for him. The Clippers also got blown out last night. They lost by 28 at home to Minnesota. The Clippers had won 8 straight at home. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
Become a U.S. citizen with the help of the Los Angeles Public Library. Get free and confidential information on immigration and citizenship. Visit lapl.org/NAI to find your nearest library or call us at 213-228-7390. That's lapl.org/NAI or 213-228-7390 and start your path to becoming a U.S. citizen with the help of the Los Angeles Public Library. Call 213-228-7390 or visit lapl.org/NAI.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Are you interested in catching up on all the latest entertainment news, trending topics, and exciting interviews? I got you. Tune in to The Raw Report with Robin Ayers, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Join me every weekday with some of the best entertainment contributors in the business as we break down what's going on, who's got next, and what not to miss. Only on The Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for waking up with me. So yesterday, and I guess we'll talk about it tomorrow more because tomorrow is Freedman Friday, and we always do a reparations conversation every single week, second hour of the show. Even when I'm not here, you may have noticed we are going to do Freedman Friday because it's a commitment to educating ourselves and each other, moving the ball forward on reparations. I've been talking about reparations since the 90s when me and Dick Gregory would start, when we first talked about it on the radio. I haven't heard you guys, though. Maybe you'll weigh in tomorrow or weigh in now at 800-920-1580. Is that Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, and I know a lot of people were mad at him because he was a member of the California Legislative Black Caucus who did not bring two key reparations bills up for vote, letting the governor, off the hook and letting down their constituents, right? Because what they decided was that for whatever reason, it seems like infighting. Maybe it was protecting the governor. From what I can see, it was petty political politicking. They didn't bring these bills up. And Isaac Bryan, Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, is the only member of the CLBC who actually apologized for that. He came to the emergency town hall meeting that we had in Leimert Park and came on this show in person and talk to folks about what happened, why it happened, and his commitment to be part of bringing those bills back. A lot of folks in the community rightfully angry, so angry they're, I feel like, not really distinguishing between the actions of different lawmakers. The majority of the CLBC members who were booked to come on this show canceled once they realized how angry. Okay, I'm speculating, but the once they realized how angry part is speculation. What I know is they were booked on this show and then they canceled after making a move that angered the community, and angered me personally too. And the only other one who came on the show was Senator Lola Smallwood Cuevas. She did not come in person. And many people felt, according to the feedback I got, and even my own energy around the conversation, felt that there was no understanding of why people were upset. It was a very patronizing kind of response, right? Saying, well, you don't understand, you don't know, trust us kind of thing. So I say all that to say that Assemblymember Isaac Bryan introduced a bill this week that would give descendants of enslaved Africans, black people, well, it doesn't say Africans, it says descendants of enslaved persons, priority admissions in the two huge public university systems here in California, which are very prestigious and sought after and competitive. I think it's a really, really smart bill, but I know that there's debate about it on social media, and at least one person that I talked to, I don't know if he wants me to say his name, feels it's too little too late. I feel like with reparations, some things can happen quickly, some will take a long time. And I want every bit of progress we can make if it's real progress. Now, things that say they're reparations that are being presented as that, but are not that I'm not grateful for. But this is clearly reparations, right? Descendants of slaves get priority. So-called freedmen get priority, would get priority for the UC and Cal State system. I think it's smart because this is two big ifs, but I think it could happen. If it's signed into law, I don't know if Governor Newsom will do that, but let's say it is. If it's signed into law and then it holds up in court, it seems to me that it firmly establishes descendants of slaves, Eidos, Dobas, freedmen, American Negroes, whatever verbiage you use, as a protected class. A specific class, not just a protected class, but a specific class that could be awarded cash payments, tuition, that would not be classified as affirmative action. And I think it's also inspiring. I mean, number one, I like the test case aspect of it. If it was to hold up, I like the admissions aspect of it because think about it. When Proposition 209 passed, basically they closed the door on a lot of black students in the elite universities. You can still go to the non-elite universities, and that's good. You know, education is education. But we know that the UC Berkeley's, the UCLA's, those open doors for careers. Those are life-changing, right? And we saw the numbers go down drastically. Now, some folks have been able, some programs have been able to remedy that to an extent. I think UCLA is one of them. They were the most miserable. The couple of years after 209 passed, there were like 3 black people admitted to UCLA. Something, there's a whole protest about it. Or a series of protests, I should say. But imagine this, if this were to be able to succeed those hurdles, it would be a way of opening up more opportunity to black people without affirmative action. And I would imagine, I would hope that this logic could apply to something like the Black Student Achievement Program, which I've said we need to take out of the category of affirmative action and move it over to the reparations space. Because honestly, that's exactly what it is. When you're talking about the education gap, it's not because we're stupid. It's not because we're cursed. It's because 12 generations of our ancestors work without pay. It's because we're the only group in this country who for whom it was illegal to go to school or to read. It's because we are still dealing with the subsequent harms of Jim Crow, because we are still dealing with the discriminatory anti-black policies that are the foundation of this nation, and those things make a difference. So, for me, I think that Assemblymember Bryan's bill is a strong step. I like the fact that he hurried up to get something on the books. Now, does it bring back the Freedmen Agency? No. Does it create a funding mechanism for reparations? No, not yet. But in the words of Michelle Obama, do something. And he's doing something, and I think it's significant. Now, what's next? And I know that many of the reparations activists have had personal one-on-one conversations with lawmakers where they have pledged, as I have. I mean, both Assemblymember Bryan and Senator Lola Smallwood Cuevas indicated on this show that they plan to bring back those two bills. I think it'll be a little harder to do anything in the post-election environment because you can already see lawmakers hedging their bets and media moderating their messages because they feel that the Republican Party has gained some popularity in the state. But they're still a super minority, okay? Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Jamie says, I left Twitter years ago. Interesting. Yeah. My followers have been steadily going down since Musk bought it, then they leveled off. And then when everybody decided to go to Blue Sky, they started diving again. But for now, I'm going to stay put and just expand. Selena Rick says fan base is also black-owned. But we don't support black-owned because if it's white, it's right. Okay. Well, I think, J. Anthony Brown, I don't know why he's on my mind this morning. I worked with him for several years. He would always say, look, if you don't want to put all your money in the black bank, at least put some of your money in the black bank. You don't have to only be on fan base or only be on Spill. And I'm not sure, Paul didn't say if Spoutable was black-owned, but I know Spill and Fanbase are. But at least get that too. If you want to be on IG and Fanbase, IG and Spill. Guess if I'm talking all that stuff, I better set up a Fanbase account. Yeah, you're right. We also have black Twitter. There must be a black Blue Sky, though. Black Sky? I don't know. If you know, call me, 800-920-1580. Also, I really am looking forward to hearing your thoughts on this newest reparations bill by Assemblymember Isaac Bryan. Of course, we have a whole Freedman Friday coming up, second hour on tomorrow. Looking forward to that conversation with Professor Selassie, who's just a brilliant mind. Spoutable is black-owned. Okay. I have no idea what it is. I'm about to look that up. Thanks, Paul. Perfect time to call me, 800-920-1580. This is a place where we're amplifying black and progressive voices around the clock. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. The Equinox EV and all-new Equinox, America's best compact SUV for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power, offer both confidence and style to see you through the holiday season. It's easy to see why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Find your red tag. Get 0% APR financing for 36 months on select popular Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Award based on 2024 models. For J.D. Power 2024 U.S. Industrial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Offer available on all 2025 Equinox and 2024 Equinox EV, Blazer EV, and Silverado EV models. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment is 26.8%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 1/2/25.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on autopsy, then click on request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
An official message from Medicare.
Couple more minutes, and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
It does, and today at Scholarly Matches You, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580, if you have something to say. And you know, I was talking about health and well-being. It's a big, I'm all over the place this morning. I get it. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's always a big, I call it a hobby of mine. Like, I'm like a health enthusiast. I work out anywhere between 4 to 6 days a week, rarely 7, 4 to 6. If I'm really lagging, 3. I lift weights, I'll walk, run, hike. Sometimes I do yoga, not consistently. But I've been studying health and wellness for a long time, partly because when many years ago I was diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetes, depending on which doctor you asked, adult onset. And I just I had a conversation, those of you who know me, who've been with me for a while know this. I had a conversation with Dr. Nathan Rabb, who was a famous herbalist here in Southern California. And he said, well, it really doesn't matter if you have hypoglycemia / pre-diabetes or diabetes, because if you do what you're supposed to do, it will fix either of those problems. If you would eat right, exercise regularly, drink enough water, and practice stress management. For me, that's meditation. Yoga is good. Breathing is good. Journaling is good. Journaling and meditation are the stress management and emotional eating. But I don't think that's stress management. Anyway, the point is, I did all those things, and I'm pretty fanatical about it. People say I call it enthusiastic. But as a result, when I have my checkups now, people don't tell me, they don't say that I have diabetes. But that's why I'm so militant about health and wellness. You won't see me eating candy bars and stuff, at least not much. Anyway, both my parents had it, so another reason to take it seriously. But it doesn't matter. My brother was complaining because he can't have any sugar and whatnot. And I'm saying, well, we're doing the things that everyone should do. Like, we should be eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, drinking lots of water, doing stress management, not eating a lot of simple carbs, white flour, white sugar, all of those things, white bread, white pasta. It's not a race thing. It's just not great for your body. We're doing what everybody should be doing because we have to. And so when I hear RFK talking, it's hard to process it because some of the things that he says are things that have been said or encouraged in alternative holistic circles for years, i.e., we need to get rid of fluoride in the water. But studies show when they take the fluoride out of the water, a lot more kids have cavity problems. On the other hand, I don't drink the water out of the tap. Unless I have to, I just use it to brush my teeth and take a bath. So I think it's confusing, and I do think it's one of the reasons why some folks veer over to that fascist Republican iteration that we now have because of these mixed messages, right? The raw milk is an example. RFK is a big advocate of raw milk, but then you see them sitting in the private jet eating McDonald's. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't judge you. You eat what you want. You do you. You raise your kids how you want. Like, we all do what we got to do to be happy and to get by and to exercise what freedom we do have. But I have had McDonald's once in my life because it's full of chemicals. And it's not something that's going to help my body. If I'm going to have something that's not going to help my body, I'm going to have creme brulee, like something I really like. But the point is, we have to be discerning. Just because somebody says something, one thing or two things that you think makes sense, i.e. we need to rein in the big pharmaceutical companies, absolutely that's true. But does it mean we need to have measles pop up again because now you're not going to take a measles vaccination? And I get that the COVID jab, as people like to call it, is controversial. I got the two shots, and I'm not running to get more and more shots. I don't do flu shots. But realistically, polio, measles, people die from measles. People become disabled from polio, and they've been almost eliminated, almost eradicated because of those vaccinations. So, and the thing about vaccinations, you can take them on your own time. You could maybe you want to do some kind of holistic support, which is what I did when I took the COVID shot. I did a whole holistic medicine regimen to improve the outcomes for my immune system. So there's a lot of different ways to approach stuff. But when you got a guy running around, saying, just drink raw milk, and now there's this bird flu thing going around, which I am keeping my eye on, because after coronavirus, I'm not going to be, caught not paying attention. And this thing is going from birds to cows. I don't know how. I'm not a bird or cow expert. But there's a really interesting correlation. This guy, one of these raw farmer guys, has been already invited by RFK to apply to his administration. Well, if you think about it, if you're really going to be hardcore about health and wellness, you'll just not eat dairy at all. Then you don't have to worry about if it's raw or if it's pasteurized. I'm a hypocrite. I love cheese. I would put cheese on Cheerios if I could. But most of the time, especially when I'm doing a cleanse like right now, I do my best not to eat a lot of dairy, or if any at all. But especially right now, the state of California has shut down raw dairy sales right now because of listeria and bird flu that the cows got. The cows got the bird flu. Does that mean it's cow flu now? I don't know. I don't want to catch it. It doesn't make me want to eat beef or drink any milk at the moment. Yeah. So just because you hear familiar refrains that you heard Dr. Sebi say when he used to do my show, or when he used to just be around, that you heard Dr. Rab say, that perhaps Dr. Goss advocated, it doesn't mean they're on the level with Dr. Goss, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Rab. I mean, you could look at RFK's face and see that he ain't on no Dr. Sebi, Dr. Rab, Dr. Goss level. His eyes would sparkle more. His skin would look better. People over the years have clowned me for my dedication to health and wellness. But yet, I'm able to be up at the crack of dawn talking smack every day. But yet, y'all want to tell me, that I'm healthy and, all that stuff. There's a reason for it. But just because you hear a keyword or a buzzword doesn't mean these people know what the heck they're talking about, is my point. We have to be the stewards of our own well-being and not go for the okie doke. News, traffic, and sports and more on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. President-elect Trump is nominating former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler to lead the Small Business Administration. Loeffler, who served briefly in the Senate, will need Senate confirmation. AT&T, JP Morgan Chase, and Dunkin' have pulled ads from Twitch over allegations of promoting anti-Semitic content. This follows a campaign linked to a drawing coming up on Friday will be worth a massive $579 million. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.